Joining us now is Okpe with stories trending around the world. Hello, G.
It's you, Junjun. There's nothing to hear. He's been fine the whole time you've been gone. What is it?
It is the Tunu effect.
It is.
Anyway, you're looking lovely.
Thank you. You too, you look dapper. You look
Hello, yellow.
Is it yellow?
Yeah.
Aaron said it was orange.
What does Aaron know about colors? He's a color expert.
Good morning, Rufai. How are you?
And it was all yellow.
Oh.
You know, Copley said, "For you, I'll bleed myself dry."
Oh.
In the song "Yellow."
Yes, I remember that.
That's the
It
comment.
looks
Yeah.
orange on the screen, but it's yellow.
I know it's yellow. I trust you. Well, good morning to you, viewers. Here are some of the highlights of what's trending today. The hashtag Occupy Lekki Tollgate tops the trend as Nigerians plan fresh protests after the panel of inquiry set up to investigate the Lekki shootings approved the reopening of the tollgate. Then, the private sector-led coalition against COVID-19 on Monday disowned the statement made by one of its members, Abdul Samad Rabiu, that the company purchased 1 million doses of the COVID-19 vaccine for Nigeria. Well, in Edo State, suspected fraudsters stopped their convoy in the middle of a dusty road to spray money in broad daylight, as seen in this now viral video. Well, finally, in the United States, Nigerian athlete Blessing Okagbare shines bright at the American Track League over the weekend.
A pretty even start, but now Williams in the middle of the track. Can she hold off Okabare? And just as she did in the heats, she closes in the final 15 meters and takes the win. And that's a new lifetime best and very quick 7:10.
Congratulations to Blessing.
Yeah.
Let's begin with reactions. Following the disagreement between members of the private sector-led coalition against COVID-19 and the Boa Group over the purchase of COVID-19 vaccines for Nigeria. On Monday evening, a statement released by the Kakogit Group debunked claims that it had partnered with the Boa Group to secure 1 million doses of AstraZeneca vaccine for Nigeria made the rounds on social media. Well, in response to the statement, the Boa Group, headed by Abdul Saman Rabiu, refuted the claim, stating that it had secured the vaccine by paying the sum of 1.3 billion naira because time was running out. Although the coalition, in their statement, said the purchase of the vaccine cannot be done by individuals or companies, but only through the federal government, the Boa Group insisted that they carried out the gesture in good faith, as it had done with previous interventions throughout the pandemic. Well, let's take a tweet from Otega Ogra at the Boa Group, who wrote, "Boa finds the statement by Kakovic to be very petty and unbecoming of seemingly serious corporate citizens because of its tantamount to playing politics with the lives of Nigerians. This is no time for politics, and it does not matter who's helping or paying." Well, I think it's a great, great gesture by the Boa Group, but I also see it as playing politics. I mean, you are in a group of individuals who have done amazingly well throughout this pandemic. And now it just seems like it's shut to hell, if I can use that phrase, because now they are trending for no just cause. The Boa Group, headed by Mr. Rabiu, are saying that, well, they had a meeting, and that at the time of the meeting, they had agreed on a certain date to purchase the vaccine. And because time was running out, he took it upon himself to, donate that amount of money. There are so many controversies with that statement because it makes no sense to me. If you are in a group of people that have agreed to do something, you should stick with that agreement. I mean, I believe that Kakovic has said that, obviously individuals cannot purchase vaccines. I think that is just a show of politics to me by the Boa Group. I don't know what your take is.
I mean, did you see the heading of Kakovic's statement? Disowns, the word disown. I mean, like what you said, the Boa Group sort of swooped in like the hero of the day. But all I want to know is, was there really a deadline? And did they help Nigerians, yes or no? That really is the bottom line for me. the Kakovit team building exercise can be carried out later because they clearly need one. I mean, you're a mom as well. You raise your children. You say, this is how to play nicely with the other children. They need some kind of instruction on how to get along. But we're discussing this earlier in another segment with Rotus, and I did ask the question to myself, have you ever met a billionaire that doesn't have a God complex? Now wait, they have massive egos. This is what you're seeing, a clash of gargantuan egos. That's just really what this is. But as long as the vaccines were procured, I'm happy. They can sort this out amongst themselves, and everybody needs to understand that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. And as former US President said, Harry S. Truman, a lot more gets done when nobody cares who gets the credit. The vaccines were procured, that's it, period.
Well, OJ, I think that we need to take a short commercial break. When we return, the conversation will continue.
The conversation, sure.
Yes, we'll be right back. It's still the Morning Show here on the Arise News channel. Welcome back to the Morning Show here on the Arise News channel. Still here is Okpe with stories trending from around the world. Well, Ojinika, I already commented at length on this Boa Group Kakovit issue. And just to reiterate some of the points that I made earlier. The first is that, look, this was supposed to be a philanthropic gesture. And when Kakovit intervened in helping Nigeria to address the challenge of COVID-19, we all praised all the companies, all the individuals to high heavens. It is unfortunate that now that we're facing a second wave and we're talking about vaccines, that philanthropy, what is supposed to be service to humanity, promotion of the common good, is being reduced to the level of ego conflict among some of the members of that group. Now, we cannot take sides. We can only go by what is in the public domain. If we check one of the statements by the Boa Group, they were referring to a certain individual who considers himself important.
A hater.
You know, and who does not like the Boa Group. Now, that is bringing a project for common good to the level of individual rivalry. And I hope that the Boa Group, they will not leave us in the dark. Maybe they still need to issue one more press statement
about who the individual is,
to identify who that individual is, so that we can have full disclosure of what is going on. Now, Boa Group is being accused, if you look at the details, of what you may call one-upmanship. Because the statement by the Kakovit coalition, disowning Boa Group, was saying that this is a collegiate exercise. Yes. How can somebody just upstage, others within the group?
Right.
That is the concern.
That's the point.
But the explanation by Boa Group, I saw it in my email at 1:30 a.m. I mean, they're so determined, so desperate about this matter that they are sending emails to people at 1:30 a.m. over this matter. It's got to make the front
line.
Yeah, so,
it's got to make the headline.
They made the point that, look, money needed to be paid, and the Boa Group stepped up to help the country and provided, I think, 1.3111 billion, right? And there's a document attached to it which showed that money moved from First Bank to the Central Bank, through Boa Group and all that. Okay, yeah, but look, if you are serving humanity, if you are supporting the common good, okay, maybe you can accuse a Boa Group of advertisement.
But that is what it is.
Of trying to, take advantage of the situation. But I made the point earlier that many of these companies, institutions, they were offered tax rebates. They got tax rebates. And many of them have benefited from this process. Given contrast to, Tundun doesn't want me to go that way, but of course, that many of them were also involved in the procurement processes and all that. But as Nigerians, we appreciate the fact that the private sector is involved. But what we are asking from the chairman of Kakovit, that's Godwin Emefiele, the CBN governor, is that there should be proper accountability, there should be transparency, and he is in a position to provide that leadership. And there are civil society groups like SERAP, that are asking for transparency and accountability in terms of what is being done. But they should remain focused. This ego, I'm a billionaire, my Mercedes is bigger than yours. I'm not impressed by that. What I see are small men.
Yes.
They should focus on the common good.
But the explanation that Kakovid made is that individuals cannot purchase the COVID-19 vaccine. Only the federal government can. And so this is the argument here. Rufai.
That's story. That's big story. Story. Tales by moonlight. Big story. It's shown where we are in this country. I mean, Tundu said you were looking for a billionaire that doesn't have ego. Strife doesn't. I met Strife personally many times. He doesn't. Strife, Masiyiwa is not like that, Tundu.
Then he's the exception that proves the rule.
He's an exception, yeah. But I have to say this. I'm not surprised. This reminds me of an old joke where somebody say, I hereby donate a sum of 50,000 naira. The next one comes and says, I donate a sum of 50,000 naira plus moral support. The other man comes and says, how much is that moral support? Calculate it in money, I will donate it. That's what our billionaires have shown. It's about them. How is it supposed to be a problem when somebody makes a donation like that? Isn't Kakovid supposed to support this? But you can see the fight, ego, clashing, disgruntlement. Like the Kakovid, like the Boa Group message, the person tweeted, says some people with seemingly serious corporate credentials, which I felt that was a big shade anyway. But my point will be, I like the way they are fighting, but they should fight in the interest of Nigeria. If they know they have money, they should buy all the vaccines that Nigeria will take so that the federal government will not waste money on vaccine again. So Boa Group has bought 1 million doses. The other people that are upset, they too should retaliate. They should buy another 1 million. Kakovid should buy all the vaccines we need. They have the money now. Don't they have the money? The true test of the money is now. Because it's not today they've been showing their egos. We remember how some people were laughing at some people that they had not made their contribution to Kakovid at a point in this country. When some people printed out a list of those that have made their first contribution on the first wave. So they shouldn't fight. They should show us they have this money. They should spend it. This money war should start. Abdul Samad has bought 1 million doses. The other person that is hungry should buy 5 million doses. The other person should buy 10 million. Amongst themselves, when they finish this fight, I know we'll have about how many million? Close to 80 or 70 or more millions that will give us herd immunity. That's what I want, so that it will favor us. They say when two elephants fight, the grass suffer. At least in this one, we will benefit. We'll be able to benefit in this. So, please, start the fights. All the members of Gago, show that you are billionaires. Keep on buying this vaccine. Let us have this war. This transfer should go on. They should keep buying. At least people will take this vaccine. That's what we want.
Well, on your point about individuals, not being the ones that would buy or inoculate people, there's an agency that is responsible for that. That's the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency. That's the agency in terms of vaccination. And yes, somebody cannot just go and buy a vaccine in one jankara.
And what about the NAFDAC?
But that is not the case. That's not the case in this instance. What Boa Group has done is to donate money, to provide support. The statement did not say Boa Group is ordering vaccines.
Yes.
So we need to get that very clear.
Yes.
But of course, you are right. The relevant agencies should be in charge. The proper procedures should be followed. Otherwise, if you allow private persons, okay, some of your friends will be the one importing vaccines for us.
Dr. Abadi,
and we will all be in trouble.
Dr. Abadi, what do you mean by that? I take strong exceptions to that.
Okay, don't worry. It's inside baseball between me and Ojinika.
I don't know what you're talking about. What did you say?
What they should do is to give the money to the relevant authorities, all the billionaires, be buying. Give the primary healthcare authority and all that. Okay, take my own 1 billion, 1.1 billion.
Yeah, but I think it's much ado about nothing. It's the same trait that gives them that drive, that also gives them the hubris.
Yes. They
Two sides of the same coin.
I want the war to continue. Let the games begin.
All right, Ojinika, I'm sure you got my point.
We all did.
Well, if we could get my other story, it's about the Lekki toll gate. I think we discussed that a little bit earlier, the fact that the Lekki toll gate is reopening and a lot of Nigerians are very upset about it. I don't know if you saw Sheitan's report where some people were saying, we love the Lekki toll gate the way it is. It is disrespectful to reopen it at this point. And that's the outrage right now Nigerians are expressing on social media using the hashtag Occupy Lekki Tollgate. They are planning to do a protest on Saturday, the 13th of February at 7 a.m. I don't know what's going to happen with that, if there's going to be a clampdown or not.
It shouldn't even have happened at all. It is unseemly, this haste to reopen the tollgate. The judicial panel has not finished sitting, has not concluded their deliberations, nothing. And this reminds me of 1989, the Tiananmen Square massacre. This is not China. People were shot, mowed down, and the very next day some cleanup crew went there and the government acted like nothing happened. We cannot stoop to that level.
I agree with you, Tunde.
Anyway, thank you very much, Okpe. We'll see you again tomorrow morning.